I am.
Hi, I'm your advisor, Amy Johnson. Come on in.
Yeah.
So how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Is there a different name that you like to go by besides Kayla?
I like KB.
Oh,
Here's my initials.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Some people call me AJ.
Okay.
So, anyways, I am your advisor. I'm Falls. Your freshman this year. I see that you're a major too.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
I'm kind of interested in communication studies. I didn't really know coming into school what that was all about, so I was gonna ask you what you know about it. So what's the deal with that? Do you
For
know anything?
communication studies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of a little bit of a growing major here at Upper Falls. There's lots of cool professors, and there's a lot of fun just interactive classes too. And yeah, it's definitely a growing major. And a lot of the student leaders are on board with it right now, so that's pretty exciting. And we also just started kind of some new program curriculum this year too. That's been pretty good, I think. So, do you have any other specific questions that I could answer?
Yeah, what kind of jobs can you get with communication studies?
Yeah,
So here it's really bored, not a good major to go into. It's really broad.
You're right, it is a very broad major, but then again, that can be seen as a con, but that's also a really big pro, is that you have so many opportunities. Communications is needed in almost any organization or company, and so, you could, depending on your minor too, and kind of maybe what your interests are, you could use communication studies as kind of your major and then pinpoint or have a particular focus, whether it's with schools or it's in counseling. Maybe you want to work in a hospital or clinic. Maybe you would just want to work in a bigger company like 3M, or maybe you'd want to be the communications rep for a news company. Lots of people are always wanting to have people be their spokesperson. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Those are just a few. I can give you some information.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's a whole list, and
Okay.
yeah. So hopefully we could find you something.
Yeah, I think that sounds really cool. So what kind of classes do you know what those are all about?
Yeah. Yep. We actually have some new classes as of this year that have been good from what I've heard from students. One of the newer ones is family communication. I highly recommend that one. There's lots of just different communication emphases. There's interpersonal, there's intercultural, seeing that diversity and the cultural dynamic in communication. There's business communication, there's speech, there's social communication change, and there's also nonverbal, and lots of good classes out there. Those are just to name a few. So there's definitely a wide variety.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap too. A lot of overlap occurs in communication studies just because they do interrelate so much.
So what do you do in the classes? Do you do a lot of tests? 'Cause I'm not really a big test person. Or is there more of a balance, projects and stuff?
Right. Yeah, there are a lot of different ways that they use to evaluate how you're doing in the class and how you're understanding the material. There are some professors that prefer to do exams. Sometimes there'll be maybe 2 exams or something in a semester, but there's also a lot of, it's really fun just collaborative group work, because in communication it's really important that you're able to do that with other people.
Yeah.
And so, for instance, there's a class called small group communication, and in that class you work with a small group for the whole entire semester, and you address a problem on campus. You'll do a lot of writing, making sure that you can write effectively. Some presentations, quite a few presentations too, to see and for us to understand that you can communicate effectively. And so there is a lot of group work. There's a lot of kind of presenting what you found, so that you can demonstrate that you're able to understand the research that you're doing and the concepts you're learning.
Wow, that sounds really cool. I think that really sounds like something I'd like to do. Do you have any recommendations for classes for next semester?
I would definitely, at this point, I've heard a lot of good things about family communication.
Okay.
And I also, have heard that nonverbal is going to be a pretty good class too.
Okay.
So would you want to try some
Yeah.
communication studies classes and see
Yes.
how you like them?
Yeah, I would love to.
Great. Okay. Well, we can go over to the computers
All right.
and hook you up with that.
Sounds good.
Great.